Muy buenos días, bienvenidos a la jornada Nuevos métodos de evaluación científica que hemos organizado en la Agencia Estatal de Investigación en colaboración con la Fundación La Caixa. Nuestro objetivo es iniciar un debate sobre las opciones de mejora u optimización de determinadas fases de la evaluación científica. En el debate analizaremos en qué fases pueden ser aplicados nuevos métodos o técnicas de manera que se mantengan o mejoren las necesarias garantías del proceso. También cuál es la interrelación entre las tecnologías que irrumpen, los métodos tradicionales y los nuevos paradigmas derivados de la implementación de los principios contenidos en la Declaración de San Francisco, DORA. I shall now move to English and will repeat my welcome to all of you that have volunteered to participate in this meeting. Thank you for coming. 42,645. This is the number of experts in all fields that are in our database as of today. A large number indeed. In 2023, nearly 20,000 final reports and many more individual reports were filed after over 35,000 evaluations carried out by about 13,000 different experts. The figures are very telling. Roughly speaking, 1 out of 3 euros invested in science by the government goes through this agency, and this requires a tremendous effort, involving such a large number of evaluators and reports. This represents a lot of work for everyone involved in the system and causes serious strains in the process. But the difficulties do not only involve this agency. It affects nearly all agencies everywhere, all funding bodies and private foundations of all kinds. It becomes increasingly difficult to recruit evaluators, and at some point it is fair to question whether these difficulties could jeopardize the quality of the evaluation. The tension and difficulties are only made worse by the banning of methods exclusively based on bibliometric indicators, a policy that we adhere to fully. Is in this context, and considering the state of the art, the advances in expert systems and machine learning, that it seems obliged to ask whether the emerging technologies could be used in some parts of the process, while keeping, or even better, increasing the guarantees required by a fair peer review process. This should remain an absolute red line. We want to be not only more efficient, but also more objective and reduce biases as much as possible. Detecting plagiarism is now made much easier, for instance, as it is to offer to the human experts a wider and unbiased choice of possible referees. This morning, experts from various prestigious institutions will share their experiences with us, and together we can reflect on possible ways of improving and optimizing our procedures. We'll listen to them and try to take home new ideas to reflect upon and eventually to implement them. So I finish. I thank you again for your attendance. Muchas gracias. And now I give the floor to Javier Solana. Thank you.
Muy buenos días a todos y a todos. As you can imagine, for me it's a great pleasure to be here. It's the first time that I speak to you from this position in this building with the immense love that I have for this institution. If I were to choose on my political career what was the thing that I put more heart on it, more enthusiasm, is not very far from creating this agency. I was minister at that time of science, education and science, and I devoted a lot of my life to that endeavor. When I look back, I do remember all the moments that we thought about the creation of this agency to have our science in Spain at the level that should be. So I'm very moved to be here. It's the first time. That is the second time I am in this building with you, Domènec. Thank you very much. It is the first time that I have the possibility to talk to you a minute. I'm very happy to be here also because I have been engaged with science from different lines of line in politics, but at the end of my political life, I found the Caixa Foundation. I wanted to be in a private institution, but a private institution with some sentiment for what science means and what means also to serve the society. And I've been working, trying as president of the scientific committee, trying to maintain the level, the standards of that institution, which it really is first among the private institutions as far as science is concerned. And when we had the possibility of getting in touch with James, which is running a very particular think tank, Science on Science, Research on Research, we talked about the possibility of doing something on taking advantage of the EA and the new technologies that are up to grab now. And we did, and I think we are going to do a good job there. It is true that Domènec said that presents difficulties and potential mistakes, but I think if we do it properly, something which is available for everybody has to be available to make science better. There's no doubt about that. And therefore, this is the reason why I'm here. 2 words about the Caixa Foundation. I've been already, I don't know how many years, some years, around the Caixa Foundation. And I was very impressed with the manner in which the budget is spent. We do scholarships from schools to universities to research projects that compete with you, in a sense. Modestly, but we compete with yours. And therefore, to do the proper job in selection is fundamental. If it's fundamental for a public institution, it's much more fundamental probably for a private institution, where the laws applied to these public institutions are not are free to be chosen by the members of the institution. And I can tell you, excellency is the norm of the day. And I'm very proud to have this institution that has accepted this sense of excellency and science. And I'm very happy that we can have this relationship with the agency, with Domènec, with you and your team. And thank you very much for your cooperation. And thank you very much for being here. I'm talking from the 20th century to the 21st century. My life probably took place in the 21st century. Part of my life took place in the 21st century. Thank you very much for coming and good luck.